You've just stepped into the English dimension, a place where English comes alive.
Here, words don't just explain things, they build worlds.
Ready to explore new ideas and grow your vocabulary in ways you've never imagined? Let's begin. Hey everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of the English Dimension podcast. I'm Kevin, and I'm so glad you're here. Today, I'm joined by a wonderful friend and one of the best English teachers I know, Elsa.
Hey everyone, it's such a pleasure to meet you all. I'm so excited for this first episode, and Kevin, I heard today's topic is quite deep.
That's right, we're literally diving into it. Today, we're asking, what if humans could live underwater?
Ooh, I love that. Imagine waking up and seeing colorful coral reefs outside your window instead of buildings.
That would be wild. Picture this. People living in transparent bubble-like houses under the ocean, with fish swimming around like neighbors.
And the morning routine would change completely. Instead of walking to work, maybe you'd swim there. No traffic jams, just currents and turtles passing by.
That actually sounds peaceful. But wait, how would we breathe? Would humans evolve to have gills like fish, or use some kind of advanced oxygen technology?
Maybe both. If we had gills, our voices might sound funny, kind of echoey underwater. Conversations would be full of bubbles.
True. Hey, Elsa, how's your day going?
Exactly. But jokes aside, living underwater could change human culture too, like underwater schools, aquatic festivals, even sports like underwater soccer.
That sounds awesome. And imagine underwater farming, growing sea plants, or cultivating coral instead of wheat or rice.
Yeah, and transportation. Maybe we'd have submarine taxis instead of cars.
I love that idea. But there's also the question of danger. What about sharks, giant squids, or ocean storms?
True, humans would have to adapt, maybe build protective domes or develop sonar systems to detect predators.
Adapt is a great word here. It means to change in order to survive in a new environment. Just like how desert animals adapt to heat, we'd adapt to pressure, darkness, and water currents.
Exactly. But you know what else would change dramatically? Time. Underwater, sunlight fades quickly, so maybe our days and nights would blend together.
That's so interesting. Without sunlight, our sense of time would completely shift. Maybe people would start organizing their days based on energy cycles instead of hours.
And imagine how architecture would evolve. Houses made of strong, flexible materials that can handle pressure, and glowing walls made of bioluminescent coral for light.
That's such a beautiful image. Glowing coral lighting up a deep-sea neighborhood. The whole world would look like a mix of nature and science fiction.
Yeah, and people's personalities might change too. Living underwater would make humans calmer, maybe more connected to nature, or at least more reflective.
That's a lovely thought. Maybe we'd even communicate differently, slower, more deliberately, like the rhythm of waves.
I can totally imagine that. Less noise, more meaning.
But here's a twist. What if some people preferred living underwater and others stayed on land? We might develop two different societies, the sea people and the land people.
Ooh, that's fascinating. Two civilizations evolving differently. Maybe one becomes more technological, the other more harmonious with nature.
And maybe someday they'd trade resources, coral energy for sunlight crops. It could become a whole new world economy.
You know, Kevin, I just realized Living underwater might finally make humans appreciate the oceans instead of polluting them.
That's a powerful point, Elsa. Once we live in something, we start to protect it. Maybe that's the real lesson behind this what if. Hey, Elsa. Before we end the episode, some of the words we used today were really interesting. I think our listeners will enjoy understanding them better. Let's start with when you said humans must adapt underwater. What does adapt mean again?
Sure. Adapt means to change so you can survive or succeed in a new environment. Like animals in the Arctic adapt to freezing temperatures.
Right. Changing to fit the situation. And you also talked about humans becoming more harmonious with nature.
Yes, harmonious means peaceful and well-balanced. A harmonious society has less conflict and more cooperation.
That's a beautiful way to live. Oh, and earlier we mentioned glowing sea creatures. They were
Bioluminescent. It means they produce their own natural light, like some jellyfish. They glow in the dark.
nature's nightlights. Now, let's talk about coral reefs. You imagined them outside our underwater houses.
Coral reefs are colorful structures under the sea made by tiny sea animals called coral. They are like underwater cities full of fish and sea life.
Beautiful neighborhoods under the ocean. One thing that might replace traffic is the currents in the water.
Yes, currents are the natural movement or flow of water. They carry things through the ocean, like a moving underwater highway.
Much better than being stuck in a traffic jam. You also mentioned protective domes. What exactly is that?
A protective dome is a strong, rounded structure that keeps people safe. So underwater, it could protect people from pressure or storms.
Or maybe from a hungry predator.
Exactly. A predator is an animal that hunts other animals. Like sharks are predators of smaller fish.
Glad we have domes for protection. You also said underwater life would change dramatically. What does that mean?
Dramatically means a lot or in a big way. For example, when the internet was invented, the world changed dramatically.
True, huge changes. And finally, I loved this phrase, energy cycles. It sounded very scientific.
Yeah, energy cycles are natural routines of gaining and using energy, like how we feel active during the day and tired at night. Underwater, that might be different because of less sunlight.
That's so fascinating. See, this is what I love. English can help us describe amazing ideas.
And the best way to remember these words is to listen again and try using them in your own sentences.
So go ahead and replay this episode whenever you want. Thank you for exploring the ocean with us in the English dimension. See you in the next adventure.